Hello and welcome back. It's Creative Redundancy back again. The one known as CR, like it says on your screen. It's been a while since I've been on live. I actually had to double check everything. I'm like, pretty sure I set it up to public. I remember this one time I didn't set it up to public, and I was just like, oh, because I was like, oh, yeah. So hopefully everyone's doing well. Good morning to everyone in North America right now. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Like I said, I'm grab my coffee here. Cheers. Well, I like how I just turned back to the screen and take a look and it's like, oh, people are just coming in right now. Go figure. Let me unstar this here. It's like I forgot how to do this almost. There it is. Oh yeah, there it is. What's up, Tex? I see you in there, man. What's up, Jeremy? Holly. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. If that already answers my question about is it public? Yes, it is. And I'm live again. It's been a while, like I said. I've been doing stuff in the back for a while. I mean, I've still been putting out the videos for anyone who hasn't seen the last couple. It may sprout your interest. Ah, Tuck's in here too. What's up, Tuck? I see you. Seriously, man, you just got here. We're already talking about food. Uh, Haley, how are you doing, man? Nice to see you here. Everyone's GTSY. Yeah. Good to see you. Let's see where am I at here. So hopefully you guys are all doing well, like I said. And perhaps I will show some. It's like barely sunrise. Barely sunrise, and I barely have coffee in me. Looks like it's gonna be a cloudy day today. Hopefully everyone's getting some sunshine right now. Because clearly I'm not getting any sunshine today. But I'm supposed to get sunshine tomorrow. Which will be nice. Recharge up some of these solar lights I have again. Top off the battery. So, like it says in the title, I'm gonna reconnect with some of you out there and share a few stories. Ooh, and so much more. Ooh. But what is he gonna show? I have no idea. But you'll have to wait. Because I have no idea right now. You're starting to get rain out the ground. Yeah. I am supposed to get some. You're doing that, Lee? Nice, nice, nice. Nice. I guess we're on the right track right now of what to do for it. Uh, you know, I'm gonna say this straight up. In my subscription feed and somehow for my homepage on the YouTube side of things right now, with the last couple of weeks of things going on, it's just been filling up my feed. And again, been getting recommendations for some of these videos. And I've been actually watching some other videos from other content creators about stuff that's been going on, obviously, at least. I know for you guys in the US, all right, some stuff's been going on. I was just looking at some of this content out there, and people are just um, talking about their accounts of situations that's been going on and stuff like that, right? Let me just make sure I do this. Yeah, so they've been talking about it. Everyone's talking about Helene, seems like. And yes, I have noticed things. Or maybe it's because it's my feet a lot now. I don't know. Like this one night I was just randomly just up for a bit. I was just like looking at some stuff. I just like so. Apparently, there's the battery banks are kind of like one of those things. Apparently, lately I've noticed more and more. I mean, one of my comments I left on some of these videos was like, and I actually do it here. I actually wrote beside it right now. Actually, maybe I'll show a little piece of it. It's kind of. I gotta set up a stage for it so you can actually see it. Like I said, it's barely sunrise. I gotta open up some curtains here, shed some light on this situation. All right, let's see what we got here. Sure, my pointing the right way. Let me show you guys here. Let's see where my camera back at. I actually have to. I might actually hold on. I actually have to get some a light source out so you guys can actually see what I'm doing here. Like I was saying, oh, don't hit the end key. It's right here. See? Oh, my setups that I have. These are one of two, well, one of two, a few of the battery banks I have here. And what I've been doing is, and this comes to the stories that I'm going to be talking about. One of the things I learned in my camping kind of, you want to get into notice it in the video, but there's one year that I went camping. One of the things I started to learn is that if you have more than one battery bank, it's nice to have a full one, a full battery bank ready to go as much as possible. So I've been doing that lately. So like that black one that you saw, I would wear. It's in the cycle of being used next, right? And I always have this one right beside it, which would have been this, which is this white one that's fully charged all the way, so it's ready to go all the time. So if I get to leave in a moment's notice, for example, I can always take the full one. Now, day-to-day things, I'm just going out for the day, maybe I'm recording some video out there, doing some walking scenes as a content creator when, you're walking away, walking towards the camera, these scene changes or whatever, right? Time lapse, slow motion or whatever, right? I can use that one that has less power, for example. But, I'm going away for a while, or I know I'm going to be using a lot of power on the phone, on the device, I'll bring the full one, for example. Hey, it's cool for you, Holly? Yeah. Yeah, it's cool out this morning. I walked outside for a moment. I was just like, I mean, it's actually technically above seasonal right now for me here. Because technically it's supposed to be like at the freezing at 32 Fahrenheit here at night over May for this time of year right now for October. So I'm like, anything above freezing is still good for me. I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that. Anything above freezing right now is definitely gonna be like. I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that. I don't want you want to know what the record lows are for this time of year right now. Oh, look at I gotta look at that. Hi, Lori. Good morning, Lori. Have a great day at work, Lori. Take care. Aw, that was nice to see her. What's up, Dan? I see you're in there. How you doing, man? All right. You guys sold battery pack? 5 or 6 battery pack. I take camping. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know if you do. If you heard what I was saying, like I said, if you have multiple battery banks, more than one, obviously, I always make sure to have at least one fully charged, right, all the time. That way, it's always ready to go, and you can always choose to use it or bring it with you right away, depending on the situation, all that stuff, right? What you're doing. That way, well, then that way you know if you actually do bring it, it's fairly full, if not already fully charged. It's ready to go. Versus having like, oh yeah, I got a two, three, four, a bunch of battery banks around. They're like barely charged. It doesn't help. It doesn't help because you got to remember the weight's a fixed weight. So it'd be nice to have a fully charged battery on the way out. Oh, big hugs to you too, Lori. Oh, that's nice. Thanks. Sorry, Holly. I gave you the cold shoulder there. Okay. I see. You only have one tuck? I mean, originally, I've mentioned this before. My first battery. Yeah. Let me say that again. Get the words out of your mouth here. The first battery bank I had was back in like '09, 2009. It was like what? Oh, I'm trying to remember the capacity. I think it was 3,000 at that time. That was pretty big at that time. That was pretty big at that time this was like more than 10 years ago. Actually, at this rate, actually, what is it? It's 15. It's 2024. Yeah, 15 years ago. Dang, that was a long time ago. And now you can get like what 10,000 to 20,000 and so forth and so forth. But it was the only one I had, and I was already topping that off. But now that I have more than one, I can actually kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Always have one charged, fully charged, anyways, and I'll have one that I'm using, and I actually set it up in a certain way where if the USB port, like, because I lay it down on a surface, right? Like, let's say if you put it on the table or whatever, right? Or let's say in a dresser or on top of a nightstand, whatever, something along the lines of that, or maybe you hang it or whatever, right? One of the things I started to do was, especially if there's no indicator. Now, these ones I do have indicators on them, so you would see it. Like traditionally, it would probably be like a 4, 3 or 4. So, percentage wise, velocity 4 would be, oh, I tick off. I got about 75% power. But one of the things I do is the one I'm using, the USB port, I aim it down, and the one that is fully charged, I always have the USB port facing up. That way, I don't confuse it. I'll be like, oh yeah, which makes sense because top off or top up, power down. And I was just thinking, yeah, okay, a bit like that. To me, it makes sense. Take care, Holly. Appreciate you dropping by. You're gonna, are you? All the best out there, Lee. Ah, nice, 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 Herbert. Ah, all right. Take care, Lori. Like I said, appreciate you guys dropping by. I know it's been a while since I've been on live, and apparently I randomly see people I haven't seen for a while. I guess that's how it goes sometimes, right? You know, I guess you know after a while, or when you start following more people or whatever, you just realize someone's always either watching or on live somewhere at some time, and people just happen to be able to chime in, come by and say hi and all that stuff, which is always nice. Always nice to see you folks out there. So, but yeah, I've been doing all these things. That spot that you saw the battery bank, I've been, well, I'm right by it right now. I'm just resetting it back up because I had some other battery banks. I just wanted to show you the primary one I have. I was able to pick those get a score on them and all that stuff. I was just like, yes. And they actually have helped. They've actually have helped. Because I remember one time I brought it with me, and we're kind of quote unquote away from an outlet. Like vehicles are nearby, but someone had to someone had to wait on hold, right? And when you're gonna wait on hold, you're gonna wait on hold. And it was one of those things where there's no, we'll call you back. Would you like a call back? No, it wasn't available, so they had to wait on hold. But I offered my battery back so their battery on their phone would be maintained because they had to stay on hold for an indefinite amount of time. I don't know. I think it was like 30, 40 minutes, something like that. So, and stuff like that. So I gave it to them to use for a little bit because I was with them, spending time with them and all that stuff. So I was like, okay. But it was one of the reasons why I learned, yeah, I really should not like use two battery banks and put them down to half, both of them down to half, because it doesn't help me if I need more power. Because I'd be like, I would be carrying about the same amount of weight with only half power or half the juice I can potentially have. Right? Let me put. I gotta put my phone back in. Right. Oh yeah. All right. Let's forget. Oh, I keep forgetting. It's actually getting brighter for me here, so I actually have my solar lights hanging right now. I've shown them before over the summer and maybe in the springtime. A few times I've done streams. I haven't shown them in the video yet, but I've shown them on the live streams before. I just have them hanging up by the window, obviously. Obviously, they're facing some daylight, or at least cloudy skies. Like I know, I'm just like looking outside right now. I'm just like, yeah, it's definitely fall, autumn. More the leaves are just falling every time. Feels like every day I look, it's just like the trees just look more and more bare. Believe it or not. I know I just said that. But the colors are nice to see. And on the ground too. And it's funny, sometimes I'll be like, it'll be, it was just like, there was no leaves on the ground, and it's just like literally the next day, next morning, I'm just like, where all this come from? I'm just like, oh yeah, all these trees. Or it's just like a nice, like a little like mattress of like leaves on the ground now, where I have to do stuff and all that stuff. Oh, hello, Iron Fire Horse. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. It's nice to see you. Actually, oops, wasn't that? I didn't mean to do that. And I gotta remember to do something later. I can't do it on the StreamYard side. I gotta do it on the YouTube side. I gotta remember. Great. I just realized I didn't put the live chat replay available. The live chat's available while it's live, but I don't have the replay available. I kind of wish they would add that in. because I was looking on the YouTube side, right? I was making, like I said earlier, I was like making sure I didn't set it. I was making sure I set it up as public, right? Obviously, for obvious reasons. And I was just like looking at these. It's like a little gear thing, right? And you can go in there supposedly and change it to like subscriber only mode, public, and there's this other thing which I'm not familiar with yet. Filter the comment section, toggle the live chat on or off. But I'm like, oh, why is there no option for like um the replay chat to be available on the replay, right? The chat to be available on the replay for everyone. I'm like, why isn't that in there? Because I got to go all the way into like the web browser to do that instead of doing it through the app, right? For example, right? I'm just saying it would be easier. You know, they already got the subscriber only thing in there. So it means a little bit more code, another line of text, and an option to toggle on and off. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. Are you? Nice! Woohoo! Out there, Iron Fighters. Hey, Bala, how are you doing? Shagam! How are you doing? Hopefully you and your family are doing well. Yeah, but yeah, like I was saying, that is, you know, oh, you're probably not having lots of fun at Iron Fighters. Kind of reconnect with the, how I say it, the an air and water around us, right? Over the summertime, that's what I did. Like literally. Which it also included a bunch of heat too. Uh, I will never complain that it's too hot or too cold. I will never complain about that. No. Oh, I just forgot my coffee. Chatting so much, I forgot my coffee. It's getting cold. I actually have to. I need top me off. So let me ask you folks out there, since I have some of the preparedness community in here right now, and it's already been like 25 minutes. Oh yeah. I like how he just shows up, like I planned it, and you see how he just. I just started to mention it. I didn't even finish the sentence. I didn't even have to finish the sentence. I couldn't even finish the sentence, and GPU shows up. It's like, did you know? Did you know? It's like, this, he just knows that. He's probably like, I'm just not waiting for him to say something right here. Make how some people have to make their epic entrances sometimes, right? So yeah, I guess that's it. Straight up. See, straight up. It's like, see, I didn't even have to send him a memo. He's just like, you're so glad. He's like rushing back. It's like he's probably got his coffee in his hand or tea or whatever. Like yeah. What was I saying? I feel like I just derailed what I was saying. But anyways, yeah. Wow, that's a nice treat. I mean, yeah, that's a nice treat. See what I did there? Yeah. Nice. Anyways, like I was saying, since I have some of the preparedness community, I wasn't prepared for that. But since I have some of the preparedness community here, I've noticed like there's a shift, difference, or maybe because people see it more, or maybe people are posting more, or whatever, right? And I think it's because people are posting more. Because I've noticed because I've been watching some of these herb videos where content creators on the YouTube side, right? And I'll see people posting, you know, because I'll just take a look, right? And I don't always comment, right? And I'll admit I don't always subscribe to right away too, because I'm just like there's a lot of content out there, right? And we're trying to get to know the people and watch the generally watch the content before doing all that stuff, right? So engage with people out there, and I was meeting. I shouldn't say meeting, but I was interacting and listening to some people's accounts of things that have been going on, right? I mean, there's other YouTubers out there, obviously bigger YouTubers that have been saying their things too and all that stuff. And it seems like, how do I say this? Screw it, I'll just say it. It seems like more people are getting prepared. I'll just say it like that. I'll just say it like that. Right? I don't know if you guys noticed. I don't know if you guys noticed. I don't know if you guys noticed that though. Perhaps it's just me. Perhaps it's just a thin, narrow point of view for me at the moment. But perhaps, perhaps I'm noticing it, or maybe it's always been there, or maybe there's more people more openly talking about it, right? And stuff like that. Hopefully this all makes sense. Because, like I said, I just noticed a few things, like the homesteaders out there, right? And you can see they don't generally they'll show the gardening stuff, the cooking stuff, and I feel like I'm gonna like induce self hunger, talk about food now, but I'll notice that, and then you're like, even these people, but I guess the homesteading community is generally trying to be self-sufficient or more resilient or whatever the words you want to use on that stuff. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. Have you guys noticed that? Let me know. Let me know right now. You can put a one or two, a three, whatever kind of number, but some sort of indication. Well, I guess the higher the number, I guess the more likely it is. Because right now, if I was scoring it out of between like 0 and 10, it feels like a 4 or 5. But the thing is that it's one thing to start something, but it's another, totally another metaphoric game to keep it going, right? Right? Because anyone can start something, but can you keep it going? Keep it going, finish it, and start something else again, and keep building on it. You know, because it's just like at times on the YouTube content creating too, or people that do social media, right? Sometimes they're around for a while, but then they drop off, then come back, and drop back off, and all right, you know what I mean? So, oh, look who it is! What's up, man? How you doing, man? Virtual fish bump to you. Nice to see you. Tell Mrs. Star I say hi. It is that time of year for her, right? Huh? He knows what I mean. He knows what I mean straight up. He knows exactly what I mean. He knows exactly. I know. I know. It's crazy that Granny's in her too. Dang, I get both of you guys in her. Now, if I get a few more random people, I'll be like, oh, I'll be like, yeah, it was meant to be. I'll just randomly go live, barely scheduled, 20 minutes in advance, right? And now you guys just joined like it was always meant to be. Or you got the notification, right? Yay! Straight up. So, anyways, so I've been noticing about the stuff that's been going on, right? And I mean, like, I've left some comments. I think a few of the channels have replied back to me because I was just kind of looking, right? Offering constructive feedback. All right, you know how much I enjoyed the constructive feedback and the word constructive and the CR that's in that word, and all that stuff related to constructive, creative, creating, making, all that stuff, right? And I'm seeing them put together or already have put together something, whatever type of kid, right? Nothing. I'm not that mean very specific things, but I was just like looking at it objectively, and stuff like that. And I watched the whole video, right, just to make sure. I kind of saw at least some of their other content to make sure, just to be like, okay, I think they live in the U.S. I think it's oh no, I don't. Oh no, I think they live in a warmer area. The growing zone's probably like 6, maybe 7. Right. So, and they and these people were talking about their accounts of these situations and all that stuff. I was just like that they went through, right? And what how things happen, what helped them, and such, right? And their accounts of like the activities that they had to do or things that they had to do. All right. I think I was watching this one video and they were saying that they actually had to walk 5 miles, like 3, 4, 5 miles. Anyways, I can't do the conversion right. But yeah, 5 miles so they could get us to a spot to get conductivity, like aka internet website access, right? So they can send messages because the phone line, cellular, blah, 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 Wi-Fi is down, and blah, 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 and all that reasons, right? And they were saying how, people were broken down with battery banks too, but a lot of people were they're just charging a phone and stuff like that. And some of these other channels were mentioning about like, you know, if a place has available an outlet, for example, right? Because it reminds me of something that happened over the summer in terms of charging my phone, right? There's let's just say a place has like 16 outlets, right? They can power you can use it to charge your, let's say, your laptop, phone, or whatever, in terms of this situation, right? Because you want to get a hold of people and all that stuff. I'm coming back to chat in a moment. I'm not looking at it in a moment, so bear with me. There, hold on to those questions or let me wait till I see them. But I was just seeing how I feel like I just lost my train of thought right there. Sorry. But anyways, I'll go back to chat first. But yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I see. I see. Okay, I see you. I see those comments on Farm Force. Okay, but yeah, and they were there. So like I was saying, if there's only 16 spots to charge or an outlet spots to charge, right? What happens if there's 30 people in situations like that? It's probably gonna be a lot more people, a lot of demand for it, right? Where the quote unquote supply in this case is limited, but the demand is maybe seems exponential. Okay, maybe exponential is like too great of a word, but like it seems like people are standing in line. It seems like, right, and stuff like that. So people were saying how stuff like battery banks kind of give you that freedom because they're not tethered to an quote unquote the outlet, right, and stuff like that. And they were mentioning how having a longer cable was nice too, right? Just so you can be able to sit down and or whatever, right? Stuff like that. Versus if you use the really short, like one of those really short cables or even the 3 foot cables, right? I think some of the channels were saying how like it was nice to have a 6 foot USB cable, right? Just so you could stretch over the table and be able to sit down and just kind of regain your composure from whatever from what's been going on, right? Because obviously it's a serious situation out there, or was, probably still is what it is, right? The aftermath of all of that stuff. I was just like thinking about that. I'm like, while I was watching it, I was like, hmm, maybe there's a reason why I have more than one battery bank now, and a few more. Actually, all right, I'll show the air battery bank in a moment. All right, now I'm coming back to the phone. All right, let's see. Yeah, yeah, everyday life. Yeah, exactly. All right, everyday life. Just being able to do things in your everyday life when it's still an emergency. Nice. Having that nice warm brew, right? To remind you what's important. The water. I mean, the coffee. I mean, the water that's with it, right? And the food, right? Speak which. Speak of coffee, I'll have a sip here. So yeah, the reason why I'm mentioning this stuff is just to remind everyone. Last month was National Preparedness Month. Supposedly, there's this October thing that's going around on the preparedness community side. Something I heard community people out there that are doing that hashtag right now. Uh, I know a few of the bigger channels are doing that. Or mid range, bigger mid range, whatever you want. You know, above that 10K mark, all right. But to realize that not just this month or last month, right? It's all the time kind of deal, right? Because it comes back to what I was saying earlier. It's one thing to start something, but you maintain it, all right? You know, yeah, you can start that seed, whatever that seed is. You can start that sunflower, but can you keep it going, all right? Get something out of it, get some use out of it, or whatever, right? Be able to maintain that to buy yourself enough time so it can actually do its thing, or in this case, grow, for example, right? And in the case of some people out there, right, little band-aid fixes only buy you so much time, all right? You know, one bottle of water can only buy you so much time. However, one bottle of water and a filter, like a water filter, can buy you a lot more time because you don't just have that one ready to go bottle of water that you can drink right away. You have a container. You have a way to put filtered water back into the container or whatever, however you want to consume it. All right, so that extends the time. All right, the time. You know, and things are probably will get better in time, right? You still gotta give it time. It's just like healing. All right, you get a paper cut, right? You gotta give it time to heal. All right. You know, we're not, we don't have this. How would I say it? We don't have a quote unquote healing factor. Yeah, I'm gonna say that word. Yeah, I'm gonna say that for anyone that watches stuff, you know what I mean, right? Yeah, you want one of those gravity filters? I'm sorry. Ah, nice, nice, nice. So yeah, stuff like that I've been noticing more and more. That I was just like, these little tiny things. Hopefully, this is all making sense. I'm kind of jumping around here because I didn't script this or totally plan it ahead, but I'm just going by what I've seen, heard, and stuff like that. Kind of, how people are showing it. I guess, right? Obviously, that's just a point of view, right? Obviously, like anything out there, right? But I've been trying to understand everyone's point of view on it, right, and stuff like that. Because I know one thing absolutely for sure is absolute for sure that when people say at times that they just had mere seconds, mere moments to do something, right? A lot of the videos say it. A lot of the accounts say it like that. That it seems the change or something the situation changed so suddenly with very little warning and all that stuff, right? For what it is, right? And it comes back to like being prepared and ready and being proactive, right? Because like I said in some of my comments that I left to these or channels, these more prepared people. I'll just say it like that, right? More proactive people. You know, because some of these things that happen at times, there's not a lot of lead time at times. There's not a lot of lead time. I mean, some things or situations there's lead time, but then there's other things that barely have mere moments, minutes, seconds of lead time. Unfortunately, because it's just how it is for certain things. And obviously, you know, if you don't get that memo in time or whatever, right? Unfortunately, yeah, I could have used that memo 10 seconds ago, right? Yeah, that kind of thing. So, you know, it's just, yeah. Yeah, I know people have been talking about those type of filters too, because, you get a little bit more flow rate, capacity, or output in comparison to some other filters. And you can do a larger amount, right? You don't have to wait as long, for example, right? But yeah, these these people out there is just like I feel for them, right? You know, I feel for them. You know, since meeting more and more people here on the YouTube side, also on everywhere else social media, and then just here live streams through videos or whatever. But I've had the chance to chat, communicate, message some of you more directly, privately, and stuff like that, right? And get to know you guys a little bit better, you folks, right? Start to feel more and more like, you know, yeah, close. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Sometimes I hear things happen, I feel for you guys because, you know, I'm not saying specifically you guys right here, but you know what I mean? Because, You hear this, you hear that, people in the area, you reach out and be like, yeah, because I know you guys know our people, right? Everyone knows their people, right? There are people, family members, friends, work, co-workers, and all that stuff. Even your boss, and all that stuff. Person on the street, person across, right? And stuff happens, right? So, you know, I'd hate to hear something awful happening, right? That's why knowing that more of you are more prepared, and it eases it, right? I'll be like, I think they'll be able to handle it, kind of deal, right? They're prepared. They'll be able to. They'll do what it takes. Not 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 just during the situation, and even before the situation, right? And being proactive and being less reactive later on, right? So and stuff like that. And I hear these stories, right? And then I know right now, it's still probably for a little bit longer. They'll be in kind of in the headlines for what I'll say it's going to change soon because we're ending the month soon. Let's see. Oh wow, wow! Iron Warriors. Well, that changed fast. Where'd that come from? mm, yeah, I see. I see Iron Fires. Yeah, yeah. 'Cause- well, I'll mention something else in a little bit because I've also been mentioning about it because I've also been kind of learning some more. I've been watching some documentaries and some history of things, which is saying, for educational purposes, for educational purposes, and all this stuff. It was, I will actually say one thing because it just happened the other day. Because I was just chilling with a friend, right? And they're the more, how do I say, educated. I'll just use educated or intelligent person. I'm cool air quoting that by the way because I had to think of a kind of word that I want to use to describe it. But I was just chilling with them for a little bit. They were watching TV. Actually, to be honest, they were watching that show where you have to answer in the form of a question. You know that starts with a J, which I'll dun 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 dun. Yeah, that show. Anyways, one of the one of the answers on the screen because you have to you have to answer in the form of a question, right? But they were showing this kind of I'm trying to remember what the category was. Something to do with inventions, right? And I was just like looking at the screen, right? I was just like, because I know some of you out there will know it, right? Especially you're into sewing, but it was like the sewing type of equipment, right? I was looking at it, I'm like, that's a spinning jenny, straight up, right? And the contestants were just like saying, "What's a loom? What is a loom?" Sorry, that is incorrect. What is a wheel? Sorry, that is incorrect. I'm like, looking, I'm like, I know it is. I remember that. I remember that when I was like in like school learning about that. That kind of what's the word I'm like textile type of technology, right? Right. More advanced type of loom. I was just like, yeah, I remember that. The person I was in the same room with, they're like, you knew that, CR? I'm like, yeah, I learned that back in school. All right. I was just like, I still remember that. I still remember that because we spent like, it seemed like a whole month talking about that kind of uh, uh, part of history, where textiles started to improve that industrial stuff, all right? I was like, okay. So, yeah. Yeah. See. I see how that just happened. I just lost connectivity for like few minutes there. I was just like looking at it, just like it wasn't a simple. Oh, wow. Anyways, like I was saying, it's nice to see you, Christina. Welcome back, Lori. Yeah, yeah. See how that just happened? I know, I know. I just like, I just like. Well, I guess I maybe need a little bit more than just a battery bank. Maybe a little bit more than just a battery bank would help. Yeah. Anyways, like, yeah. I guess I missed my calling as a fashion designer. Yeah. 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 I guess on the bright side, I'm glad that at least StreamYard does that kind of. If you get disconnected or whatever, it won't necessarily kick you out right away. I guess that's always a benefit. Yeah, thank goodness I was like right by my device at that time. I wouldn't even have noticed that. I would have just been like not even look at the screen talking and realize that I was disconnected for the last like 3 minutes and talking to like literally no one. Oh yeah, go figure. So now I gotta reset back up the camera back up again. Yeah. First thing I did was like look at my my connection. I was just like looking at my router like, oh my goodness, it's coming back. Slight hiccup for whatever the reason was. Alright. Could be this, could be that, but regardless, it still happened. It was very extremely temporary. But of course, it had to happen when I'm on live, right? Go, of course, right? Yeah. No, no, it couldn't do that. It couldn't have done that before I went live or after I went live. No, no, no. See, I was live. Well, okay, we'll do this now. Yeah, that kind of, you know how that goes at times. Oh, ooh. I'm just reading this. Coming from Warrior. Oh, nice, nice, nice. All the best in that, Warrior. Nice, 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 nice. That's very cool. See, now I forget what I was talking about because I feel like I just got derailed by that. Like literally, you don't get more derailed than like losing connectivity to the stream that you're hosting. I mean, that you're trying to host. I guess they don't get more than that. But yeah, it's definitely getting bread. Actually, finally, and like I said earlier, I've been working on a few things. That's why you haven't seen me live for a while. Although I have managed to connect with some of you guys out there here through chat, IM, PM, yeah, any other kind of messaging, randomly on your stream, randomly on the side chat, randomly in a video saying hi to you. I mean in this live stream saying hi to you guys. Yeah, that's it. All right. It's finally getting brighter here. So I can actually show. Let me turn this on. Oh, let's see. Let's see. Ooh, look at blue. Isn't it so beautiful? Ooh. I've never seen a battery bank with a clip on it. This is the first time I've ever seen a battery bank with a clip on. Oh, and check this out. One thing I don't like about this, it's not flat at the bottom, but it also hold on, doing this one handed has a stand or a kickstand for your phone, which is nice. The only thing is, like I said, it doesn't stand because of it. So if I'm using it with a battery bank or whatever, it doesn't stand. Like there's these other ones that are like this shape, but they stand because they're what's the word I'm looking for? A, a rectangular prism, so they'll actually stand. So if you had a light USB light, you could actually stand it, right? I mean, it wasn't a deal breaker when I got it, but I was just like, but I got it over the summer fairly inexpensively. I already paid it off. I already made the money back, probably on that same day, a couple hours later. So you know, virtually free. I mean, I had to put something up first. I had to put a down payment at first. I mean, I'm joking, also. So yeah, so we're doing what Lori just wrote here. Oh, okay, that's cool. Lori, nice, nice. Hey, wait, I I use that word more than anyone else. No, I'm just kidding. That was being redundant right there. I'm just kidding. You know what, Dave? Before I started the stream, I'm like, oh, I wonder who's gonna join the stream. I'm like, probably Dave. I was right. I went, oh, here's Dave right here. He's just working in the background in the greenhouse. Nice, 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 nice. Well, I imagine you are, Lori. I imagine you are. But yeah, I just got this for like next to nothing, right? At a yard sale. I was just like, when I was when I was there, they had because when I go to these yard sales, I always generally bring a few things because for testing purposes, or so I know exactly when I'm trying to buy, right? You know, and stuff like that. Because also, it's as is or whatever, right? So and stuff like that. So, but anyways, I was just like, I've been trying this out. Yeah, I've rarely see an indicator. This one has a free bar, free light indicator or free kick indicator. Yeah, I'll just say it like that. I don't know, but you know what I mean. And I was just like, okay, yeah, no, so I could just use this potentially get some benefit out of it and stuff like that. It's nice. Yes, I have started to use this. Right? I've already started to use this. I haven't dedicated this to like, let's say, quote unquote bag or kid. Yeah, but I can grab it on the way out. It's very, fairly accessible. It wouldn't take me long to pick it up on the way out. Is she in here? Sorry, I'm choking under the pressure. Is she in here? Oh, but yeah, take care of Lori. Au revoir. Hello, Shawnee. How are you doing, Shawnee? You doing good? Hopefully you're doing well. Yeah, I hope that thing's on this thing. I hope it's on. Yeah, because I had hiccup earlier. Internet hiccup. Okay, I see airports. Just regular comment in between the Shawnee's comment. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you. I'm pretty sure Shawnee was actually being serious, not being sarcastic. Hey, see now, ever since I got disconnected, I feel like, am I still connected? Right? I always gotta check now. Once been, twice shy. It feels like right now. It's not my luck right now. Yeah. Well, Shawnee, I will be seeing below freezing temperatures. At least overnight temperatures, right? All right. I don't know. I don't think any of us have experienced below freezing daytime highs. So not yet. I haven't yet. I don't know about anyone else out there right now. Maybe people out in the more north than even me, than any of us, and all that stuff might have. But I haven't seen below freezing temperatures during the day as daytime highs. All right, where the temperature doesn't rise above freezing. So, but anyways, I don't want to talk about that because I feel like I'm gonna jinx it. I'm trying to get squeeze out some more time at this month. Right, I need some more time on the sunflowers out there. I need some more time. That's why there hasn't been an update specifically. Well, I showed the bloom update, and I appreciate everyone that dropped by to watch the bloom part of it, which was very special to me because I tried something out. I was trying to make it very symmetric for some reason. I was trying to go with a different kind of flip book. But, oh, you're. Well, hey, Shawnee. You know what's funny? Unfortunately, I'm still charging my phone. I'll just randomly. I'll do a tree pose for you, Shawnee. All right. Maybe I'll do this tree pose for like Shawnee in this like video. I'll be like I'm reconnect. I'm actually doing it right now with my left with only my left foot on the ground. I think I have more. I could do better. I'm yes. I have better balance on my left foot than my right for some reason. I can do the tree pose. Tree pose. Yes, yes. Actually, I there there was a video I shot earlier in the year back, like earlier in the springtime, late in the springtime when I was showing. Oh, look, it's warm outside. Totally like the opposite weather of right now. I did have some B roll. I did have some B roll or some other footage of me doing a tree pose. I never did add that into the final edit, the final video because I had some background music I was using, and it was I didn't have any buffer time for it to like fit that in, so I just cut that out, unfortunately. But yeah, I was doing this tree pose. Like it was a view of from like below, so you can actually see that I'm not like, you know, secretly putting my toe on something on the side. All right, you can actually see that I'm doing my foot's in the air. Clearly see my foot's in the air. Doing that little triangle thing with your legs to make the tree pose. Because I was standing beside a tree. Yeah. It was funny, but I decided not to add that in. I should have kept it in. I really should have kept it in. Where did that come from? I love Play-Doh. Where did that come from? Where did that come from? Where did that come from? Oh, I see. Sorry. I missed the memo of the comments from Shawnee. Sorry. My bad. Is it? I thought he was in there. Is he actually? How come I can't see that? Did I miss? Oh, there he is. I was just like, how did I miss that? It's okay. My chat's not even going that fast. I just missed it random. Hello, Howie. Well, I know. Like I said earlier, I barely gave 20 minutes of notification. All right. He's probably like, I haven't seen CR live. I mean, like, I've seen you on the screen like more often, like in the last couple month and a half than me. I was just like, yeah, I need to go live. I've just been kind of busy. So I've been doing the long form content or the standard video content or shorts over a live. But I do like these lives because the interactivity being able to reconnect with you guys. You folks out there. Yeah, okay, Fire Iron Forest. I just read that message right there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm. Hey, Shawnee, are you still getting the tent or your mystery package yet? How's that coming along? I know you've been mentioning about that over on some other live streams on some panels. I guess I can mention it. It is in the public domain, right? I guess I can. I am only mentioning things in the public domain, right? Not like it's set, those videos were set to those live streams were set to private, so right? But yeah. Now, Shani, you said you were surprised I was live. There may be a couple more lives. I might be able to squeeze some more in. Like I said, I've been doing some stuff outside, so that's why I haven't. Well, there'll be video. Obviously, there was or is videos, but to set up the live for something, right? Because when I'm doing live stream, I actually had to commit time to it. All right, because I can only do so much in the background. All right. Yeah, I'm, I don't know if anyone wants to see me like randomly like cutting through things with loud tools. I don't know. And besides, I always gotta focus on what I'm doing. Right, I'll say if I'm using power tools, I gotta focus on what I'm doing. Right, so, and I don't have to set up for a camera angle for it. At least nothing that I don't have anything that I like anyways at the moment. But I don't want that to prevent me from actually doing what I want to do though. Right? If that makes any sense, right? The real world comes first. So I have to do stuff. Oh come on, GP, really, dude? Real bad? Real? For real, dude? You just gotta just. I like how he just like. Well, by the way, I have this right now. Yeah, Shawnee, that'd be very nice. I enjoy having some connecting with you too, right? It'd be nice to connect to you on your own channel, right? With your own topic, what you want to talk about and all that stuff, and of course your point of view, right? And honestly, you know, when you're sharing time on as a panel member, or whenever you only say so much or whatever, right? Because obviously you're quote unquote a co-host. But yeah, that'd be cool. Now you're cooking. You guys are all like eating. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Nice. You got it in the back. Yeah. You guys all eating. See, I can't. I see. I really should have ate before I started this live stream. Apparently, I should have known you guys would just come in and like, oh, by the way, I'm eating. I'm having this. Sarah doesn't mind. We talk about food in the side chat. He won't mind. He loves food. He wants to talk about it all the time. But I didn't eat yet, folks. That's the thing. It's all good to leave. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, okay. At least Dave said he might get frosted. He said some else besides food. I'm just kidding. I give you guys a hard time. Now you got a notebook on ideas. Nice, nice. I've actually been, that reminds me. I've been working on like a, s- a, sys- a system. Yeah, system. Saving you substantial time every moment. That kind of system. That's an acronym I made up like a few years back, by the way. But like I've been working on like adding content to the channel, obviously, right? As content creators, where's that next video coming from? Right? Where's that next idea coming from, right? And for some people out there, it just writes themselves, right? But then for other people, it's just like I gotta actually do something in order, or at least hit record and start showing something, right? And for some people, they can do that. I get that, right? And for other people, they gotta take a little bit more time at it, right? Because yes, I've been doing the scheduling on the channel for a while now, at least for a while. Been seeing the benefits of it and such. And one of the things I've started to do, especially on this back half of the year, is kind of not necessarily brainstorm the ideas, but kind of drop them down, write them down, and keep note on them, right? And just kind of work the idea, for example. Because I've realized more and more the scheduling actually helps me, at least for me, right? I know for some channels, for other people, it doesn't help as much, and for some people, it helps tremendously, right? Because it gives you a buffer zone of time. Just like in preparedness, the food, the water, and the supplies give you a buffer zone of time, right? For anyone out in Tennessee or where those places that got affected, right? If you had supplies, you have a buffer zone of time, right? That gives you a buffer zone, right? If you ration it, blah blah, and all that stuff, right? Because you're trying to get through a situation, or at least to a better spot, a better outcome, right? So, and the supplies, the resources allow you to do that. In that same way, the scheduling gives you a buffer zone of time on videos, so I can work on them, record, and buffer out any type of inconsistencies, or I don't want to use the word difference, but um, insert word that I can't figure for it. But I mean, for example, if there's some delays in something, right? Like, for example, right now, I can't show you the harvest because I haven't done it yet. Because because I still have a little bit more time, right? This is what I mean about the buffer zone video, so I can have. Oh, I need an extra week of video because I can't show this nerd video yet because it's not ready yet. If that makes any sense. So, because I was been thinking about this more and more, I'm like, you know, people prepare so they're ready in advance, and buy them some time, honestly, right? And I'm like, so yeah, scheduling can be the same way as a content creator. Buy me the time. So any mishap or whatever, I have a buffer zone of some videos that can fit into that month or period of time, you know, or in this case, oh there's some videos I can squeeze in advance, upload them in advance, set them up in advance, schedule for whatever time and day, but they'll kind of still fit into this, I guess, Q4, quarter four period of time now, right? Since we're past September now. So, because I've been thinking about this more, I'm just like, because I have some things in the works. I'm like, oh yeah, 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 yeah. I could squeeze that for this year and maybe squeeze a very similar one for next year. And I'm just trying to work this in so I can still do the content, but I don't burn myself out and I can still visit you guys and all that stuff. And I guess I probably should come back to the chat because I forgot. Okay. Random, we put that on the screen from Lee. All right. Come on. Come on. Screen. Nice, nice, Shawnee. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are people have done that. Scooping the vehicles. Maybe the first time for me either. Hmm. Ooh. Spices. What you do, Shawnee? I just. Oh no! You added some cover shelter components in containers. Something to cook. Heat up some water in. Yeah, nice. winter blanket. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Stuff like that would help, right? Warm brew, keep warm with, keep the wind off or whatever, right? Buy you that time if necessary, right? Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly, right. It gives you that flexibility so you can start doing other stuff. So if you have, let's say, for randomly, hey, see, I work, you work 5 days a week, whatever, job, whatever kind of thing, school, whatever, and you're gonna do chores for one day or whatever, stuff outside or whatever, but you have one day free. You can actually try to do content creation from that day, and not only that, have things already recorded and all that stuff. And then let's say you got one video. Okay, I got one video for this week now, for example, right? Okay, let's say today's Wednesday. I'd say for me, I do scheduling for Wednesday, Friday, maybe Saturday, depending. I might squeeze in an extra video or change the date, depending, because it fits better for the week and for the topic, whatever, stuff like that. Or, for a holiday or something like that, I might squeeze that in specifically on that day, but generally I would probably do like Wednesday, Friday, personally for me, and that's how I've been doing it. And But anyways, like I was saying, you can do that kind of thing and schedule it in advance. So for me, it's Wednesday, right? If I'm doing this Friday schedule, okay, now I have a video out for Friday, right? Now I can work on a video for next Friday, the following week, right? And maybe have some time in advance, and just in case things happen, or you want to go on vacation, you want to go camping. I know Iron Flowers, Johnny, you guys go camping or whatever. You could schedule that time in, but you have a buffer zone of content that so for the watchers out there, unless you tell them, they just think, oh, there's another video, there's another video. They don't even know you might camping yet. Right? So, you can still have time to shoot video for that camping trip and still fit that in somewhere. All right. That's why I've noticed that the people schedule, you know, you look at it, it's just like, I thought it was snowing there already. No, no, no. This is like what you're seeing is like a couple of weeks behind, kind of, or a month behind, right? And stuff like that. Let me see where I am here. Oh, okay. Let's see where I'm at. Yeah, 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 yeah. I know. I should have known. I thought I would have said that straight up. Nice, funny. Nice. That is so awesome. Hey, Shani, remember you said I have I have a way with words, right? That's where it comes from. That's where it comes from. Although it sounds funnier at times when I type it, or it's different when you're saying it. So when you got to make the joke or the laugh or the dad joke seem different with text or chat. Mm. Yeah, yeah. Those I saw. I saw the. For anyone that hasn't dropped by on over on your channel, she posted video on it and stuff like that. Ah, you know what? I just realized, see, I can't do it now. And I don't. Johnny, I gotta remember to add you in as a channel moderator. Like I said, so, just because you're so awesome. Except for I can't do it on the StreamYard side, and I don't have the live chat replay available, so I can't do it through that. I probably have to do it through another way. Oh, actually, I tried. There's other ways of doing it, but I gotta. Oh, it's been a while since I added in our channel moderator. just like the wrench, the span, or whatever you want to call that, depending where you are. Oh yeah, see, she's like, oh, that'd be great. Charlie's like, yes, I can post those links. Yeah, probably Shawnee. You know how that all goes. So yeah, yeah. Now what was I gonna say? Maybe. Oh yeah, about the scheduling. So I feel like it's been helping me a whole lot more, right? For what it is, because that way I can do other things, right? I can take a camping trip. I can go somewhere for a couple of days, and and still have time to put out content, and not feel rushed so much, right? And not only that, be able to kind of polish it up. Oh, or let's just say instead of having to shoot the video in the rain, or I can wait till the next day because it's gonna be warmer or sunny because I can spare the time to wait for a better chance at it for recording. And like I said, some of the stuff that I record is time sensitive or time dependent, or I have to wait for it to actually do its thing, right? I have to wait for the bloom to happen. Whenever that happens, right? So having that buffer zone of videos, content, shorts, whatever, it just helps, in my opinion. Because I've talked to other people about this before, right? And they're like, "Oh, hey," and I was over on their live stream. They were talking about gardening for a little bit. Other people, other channels that visit and all this. They live in the U.S. same time zone, but they were saying to me, "Oh, I did that for a little bit here. I didn't find that helped." And in my opinion, let me say that first. What they said was, "Oh, I didn't see my numbers go up or whatever, right? Our subscriber count go up." In my opinion, scheduling is not specifically for gaining viewers or your numbers to go up or your subscriber count to go up. It's more for being the content creator, right? Give you that time, right? Because obviously there is some production time involved, right? Even if you're growing something, pointing and shooting and just hitting record and that's it, you still have to wait for something to grow. You still have to wait for it to kind of sprout, flower, or whatever, a little bit bigger, right? It's like, oh, I'll wait. Maybe I'll wait till next week to show this video, right? Because you have to wait for it because it hasn't grown yet. Because it's physically not ready in the real world, so you can't show them the virtual world through a video yet because it's not ready in the real world yet. And that makes any sense. You know, I can't show you the end until it actually happens. It just like earlier this year, I did a more advanced kind of slideshow that I showed some flowers, right? That I had to wait like a month and a half to show that video because I started that sequence of setting it up. The first shot, the first picture, video, or whatever that I was using, that I was about to use, right? Beer or whatever. And I was just like, that started back in April. No, no, mid-April. I think it was mid-April or the end of April, one to two, right? I didn't even. I had pictures or video all the way till June. I had to keep that on the device for a long period of time, and just like I was just like I might have hinted it. I was just like, I can't wait to show you guys, but I can't yet because it's not done yet. Because I can't show you I can't show you it because it hasn't the sequence or the process hasn't ended yet. So like I can't show you the whole process because it actually hasn't ended yet, right? Kind of deal. Because like I posted that I'm trying to remember maybe the end of June or whatever, the last week of June. I had like a picture in there from like the second week, maybe. Yeah, because I wrote that note as part of the text that I had on the screen. I was just like, yeah. You see it as a couple minutes or whatever. Then it was a little bit longer, right? But long story short, that allowed me. I had videos in advance between April and June that I had on the channel while I was setting up this video that I really wanted to do to show you guys. Hopefully that makes sense. Ah, he's back. Nice. Welcome back, man. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I'm just glad everyone decided to pencil me in. Let's see here. Current topic for going here would be getting plants ready to move inside, fertilizing, composting, pile, planting. Yeah, exactly, right? And set that up in advance, right? So maybe, Shawty, if I was in that situation or in your shoes or whatever, I'd be like, okay, how long is this gonna take? And I want to record this and show it, right, as video, right? But I need time to set it up, whatever, however much you want to put into it, right? Because, like I said, you still have to actually do it, right? And you don't want to burn yourself out, right? By forcing yourself to always put a video up on the same day that what, okay, make the video and post it and make it public on the same day as you do it can be very, how do I say, well, you know what I mean. So I was just like, you could do something like this, like the scheduling, and maybe, so you could ease it in, still be able to do other things with your family, whatever, do other things, visit other people's live stream. Yeah, you still have the time. Because that's, like I said, it buys you that time because you don't feel the crunch of the deadline, as they say, right? Or if you were studying for a test or something like that, right? It's kind of ready and more ready in advance. Because I realize in preparedness, it's just like this kind of goes in the same way. Scheduling kind of works in that same way. It's just like it just kind of helps, right? It's like being prepared in advance because you have videos ready in advance, just enough so you can start doing other things and again. And then, so if you have more time for the content creation or whatever, you do more at that time. But because you're scheduling, yes, I know I keep saying scheduling, but it just it just feels like it just totally helps. You know, to be honest, I wish I should have actually did it sooner in terms of like doing it, not just for a couple days, couple weeks, or whatever, or a month, but like the whole year, right? Because I feel like you start to notice it more. Take care, Holly. But yeah, you know what I mean. So guess what? Hey, guess what? I will offer this. Okay, I'm gonna offer this once here. We, I'm, I'm actually thinking about putting on the stream that link. I'm actually thinking of panel right now. I'm thinking about it. I don't know. It's all up to you guys, though. Obviously, if no one wants to join me up here, then I'm not gonna do it. But because I don't have the yeah, because I don't have the subscriber only mode on right now. Actually, hold on. Hold on a second. Oh, I can't set this up? Hey, yeah, I should still be here. Sorry. Yeah, I'm trying to put the subscriber only mode on. Hold on. Hold on. This is a Chinese now. I changed it out so you could type something in. You should notice that now. I was just like, while I'm doing it, I'm like, oh yeah, I better actually do it like right now while it's live. Like, cause I don't have the live chat replay available, so I won't be able to do it for that. I'm like, oh, I better do this right now. Like I said, I'm trying to moderator, give a wrench spanner here. Let me see here. Now, there's, I have, where is it? Oh no, guess. Guess where it is? Under disc. Oh, that's why. Okay. I rarely do this, by the way. So, anyways, if anyone, one of my subscribers, because I have a subscriber only mode right now, and yes, I need to see your face, or at least see you moving. But if you want to join me, let me know. I'll pop the, I'll pop, I'll pop the stream link in the bottom on the chat. I rarely do this, by the way. That's why I have it on subscriber only mode right now. Spare some time for this. Let's see here. So let me know. You know, because and another thing is, I went onto the YouTube side, obviously, because to change to subscriber only. I don't see my icon again. I don't know why he keeps doing that. And I was just like all the time. I always notice that. I'm like, always with me. I mean, I see it sometimes with our channels, but like I always see it on my channel all the time. Probably because I get probably got uh, disconnected or whatever earlier. So let's see. Let me just post that comment right here. I know it's early in the day. You guys probably have a bunch of stuff to do, but I'll figure I ask anyways. Speak of which, speak of which, I probably should do some CR things while I'm doing this at the same time. But yeah, and be more proactive as much as possible. You know, like even last month, I was already starting, like or set up or start the process of the cool winter stuff. So starting to get that ready. Right. I was getting out with my jacket. Actually, because I was actually reorganizing it because I was trying to set up so the deployment is better in terms of me using the space that I have to store them. Because also winter stuff for me, I have to store it, but it's bulky. Yet I need it because it's a requirement, especially here in Canada. Right. It's like it's like probably one. You come here or anywhere else that's cold, right? Probably, especially if you're not just staying for like half a year or whatever, right? You're actually gonna be a resident or whatever, full year or whatever, full time or a whole year, right? The whole season. Eventually, you're gonna need a winter jacket, right? So, and the thing is, you only use that for part of the time of the year, but it's a requirement because you have to need it to stay warm. So it's just like sorting it out. I was just like, my new way of doing it now is just like, wow, I just gained so much room because I was doing this organization. I'm like, I'm glad I did it now. I wish I did it like 5 years ago. But better late than never, right? At least I came in with it now. At least it's helping now. I'll have to see if I'm actually using it or going through the gear through the stick through it. So I was just like, yeah, okay. Because I also I may need different jackets because closer to the freezing point, minus 15, 0 Fahrenheit. Well, okay, minus 17 Celsius, 0 Fahrenheit, right? Then probably that kind of minus 22, minus 30 range, and also anything below that. It's just like it's just cold, right? There's no other way to describe it. It's just cold. Yeah. How's it okay? It's a good. It's a little chilly. It's a good, a little cooler. It's cold. Then everything else is it's just cold. All right, it's just cold. Just that sheer coldness of it. It's like, did they just do that again? I should have brought in our device out to see the chat. Ah, of course. Ah, of course. Yeah, okay, everyone. I came back. I had to refresh. I had to refresh that tab to get the chat back. Okay, okay, I'm back. Okay, now I can actually sit on StreamYard side. Okay, we're good again. Apparently, I need to like remember this. Hey, remember I haven't been streaming for like 6 weeks. I kind of got a little rusty. Yeah, things have changed. They changed a few things, and I got to remember about certain little things that I had to set up beforehand. And all these, oh, this happened, so I gotta do this. Oh, how do you fix this? Oh no, I had to refresh, blah blah blah, all this stuff. Yeah, you know. Hi, Iron Horse. Yeah, I know, I know. All right. Let's. Oh, whatever. The joys of live streaming. The joys of live streaming. Is my icon even on the screen, or is it just like some like generic like thing that says nothing or shows the black that grayscale image that it shows? Because I went back on the YouTube side, like, is my screen dark? Why is my icon not on the screen? I don't know. Probably because it's not connected. Right? I don't know. Whatever. No, it is on the screen. Good. You're saying yes that my icon's on the screen, right? I if I heard say yeah. I'm assuming you're saying that like that, right? Yay! Okay. Don't do anything else. Don't change anything else. I'm just going to keep it as is. Don't change the settings and all that stuff. Plug in my device back and stuff over there. I feel like I just derailed myself every single time with these like interruptions or changes. So yeah, I gotta remember I gotta actually do something. I know a couple people are you. Some of you are listening to me, so I better and not actually watching the screen. So I better describe what I'm doing. I'm actually doing what some of you people do, just stuff you just gotta do during the day, whatever it is, right? Some chores, whatever, or something along the lines of that. I should follow my advice and charge this battery bank because it's not totally charged. I'm not sure if I showed this way. Uh, this is should. No, it's charging. Okay. Let's top that off. Top that off. I know it's a different battery bank, by the way. Yeah, yeah. See, perforate. I've been saying that too earlier. I was just like looking. Actually, you know what? Speaking of which, let me see. I have a thermometer. Right. Uh, well, it says it. You know what it says on my thermometer? Above freezing. Let me go outside and actually double check that. Double check that. Check that up by actually observing it. Are you guys all complaining? Are we complaining about the cold already? Come on. Oh no, no, we're just saying it is. Right? Yeah, we're just saying it is. Did it? Oh, I almost thought it rained right in between from the last time I went outside. I was just no way. I could see outside. It didn't rain. Did it actually rain? It's actually raining. It actually is. Huh, go figure. Go figure. It actually is raining. Okay, spitting. It's not even that fast, but technically it's precipitation anyway. So. Oh, come on, Tug. Pass us some heat. Come on, dude. Just kidding. Yeah, see, Lee, you still in there? Hey, Lee, you still working on that set, that track? Are you still working on that layout, man? Yeah. I'm just hoping to squeeze out some more time in the growing season. Yeah. It's not gonna be much after this month, and I'll have to wait until April again. I mean, I've got a few things growing inside, but I need to expand on that. Really, really, to be honest, I need to expand what I got on the inside a lot more. Ugh, I don't know why my nose is stuff here. Maybe I should go outside and get some air. maybe I'll how my size is. Yeah, I feel stuff here. It's so weird. I wasn't like this when I woke up. Yeah. All the days I decided to go live and stuff like that. Uh, so, yeah. I probably Well, you might not even be able to hear it, but I can hear it, or lack of be hearing it. You know what I mean? When your nose is stuffy, you can just tell. But sometimes people can't tell. Hold on. Hold on a second. Just to make sure, spatial awareness, right? In fairness community or whatever, they say it's important, right? So, just to make sure. Okay. And not assuming anything. I can actually see my sunflower right now. Still blooming. Oh, wow. Well, it's I'm fire horse. Apparently, it's plus 30 Celsius where Tuck is right now. Apparently, that's what he just wrote down. 86 Fahrenheit. All right. You're right. Sorry, I just had to grab so much. I need to grab so to put my for my phone. Make sure I have it with it. Wow. So, so here. Besides, I actually have something outside. Hold on. Just give me 1 second. I actually have to grab something on the way out. Whew. Yep. Like I said, I'm not even joking. Oh god. Uh, see, ground's wet. I don't know if you can see the random drops on my hand. It is actually raining or spitting. Although I don't think I'm gonna get much out of this because it's not coming down that fast. Oh, maybe. Uh, hold on. Hold on. Ooh. Ah, seriously? I thought it was on my. Hold on 1 sec. Oh wait, I don't lose the connection here to my Bluetooth. Hold on. I'm still good, right? Just let me know if I'm buffering or whatever. Because like I've said to people, I can't tell sometimes. And when I'm looking at the display and I don't. Huh. Almost feels like my sinuses are like clearing up. I feel like I can breathe again. Breathe from my nose again. Oh, thanks, Cook. Keyword yet, right? Keyword yet. Hopefully, I won't have that yet. Stuff like that. So, I want you guys to know that I'm working on some videos on some certain little things. This earlier today. I know I've been mentioning about the content creation, prepping, and all that stuff. Because, well, that's what I do here. I mean, there's other things I do, honestly. You know, prepping's not all I do, or content creation is not all I do, but stuff like I've just been working, just stuff in general where I'm just like doing these video things about stuff. and just doing the videos. I've been setting it up, you know, putting gathering the supplies or the resources to set for the projects that I want to do for this winter over the winter period, right? Because obviously I'm not doing any showing any gardening stuff or lack of it over winter, so I need some content to show. You know, during the spring, summer, fall, I, I got enough content to generate for the gardening stuff, but during the winter I need that other content to use. You know what I mean? Sorry, I was just getting something in the room real quick. I might have pulled away from that too a little too far away from the Bluetooth. So just let me know if it's bad or the audio's bad or whatever. So yeah, I've been working on the. I'm starting to like gather the supplies to start these videos. I almost started one last night because like these videos are yeah. What I didn't mention is that I actually already have videos for the rest of this month. I'm on the rest of the month, right? So, so I like today. If I wanted to, I could start for this and reels, Instagram reels for the rest of the month. I'm trying to work on like really no word of lie. I'm trying to finish get some videos for the rest of the year. Really, I'm already thinking about that. Because if I'm already done videos for the October, right? There's only 8 more weeks until the New Year. So, and of course, around end of December, the content kind of writes itself anyway. So I could easily post a video. So I'm not worried about that one video for that 1 week. But there are 7 weeks until then. I need some content, right? So I'm trying to squeeze in something, but I'm also realizing I'm like I don't want to squeeze in back to back to back videos of the same kind of content. And that makes any sense. So I'm trying to kind of spread out the content and vary it from week to week based on what I do on here on the channel. Iron Fire Horse. Okay. Yeah, I say I think did Iron Fire Horse say I'm fun? Oh yeah, you're fun. I thought she said you're fun. You're fun, CR. I thought that's what she's saying. You look at the autocorrect or mishaps, right? You're looking at it without the context of the conversation. Be like, did she write your fun or you're fine? Like most people would say fine, right? Because they use like the I, right? But hey, maybe they added the extra E. I don't know. Context of the conversation, right? I'm like I said, I feel like I can breathe easier out here now. Although I gotta make sure I don't get my phone too wet. It's spitting. Ah, you know what, Iron Force? I still have to answer like a comment from like uh, Puppy from Puppy Rev. I still have to answer her, and this other comment of someone adding my last video to their playlist of videos, which was very nice of them. And among some other comments at times. I realized that too as I've been scheduling too. It's not that I haven't answered the comments. I just kind of they're on the back burner, right? I mean, I will get to them. I have read the comments. Honestly, I do read the comments, right? I just don't. I haven't been answering as fast as sometimes, right? I mean, some depends on the context and all that stuff. And I want to give you guys something more than thanks. You read a whole paragraph. I want to say more than thanks. I want to say, oh, thanks, and add in some constructive feedback to it, right? And especially if you guys are asking a question or stating something, you know. just to show, oh yeah, I did read it. It's not just some instant like fill in the blank type of one word answer. I'm just not a fan of that. If you want to do that, whatever, right? But I just don't like doing that. You know, because I want to engage with you folks in the conversation, right? It was supposed to say fun, but real funeral, but you're fun for real. Yeah. New word. Yeah. Oh, you have tons of video. Oh, okay, autocorrect, right? Just blame autocorrect, right? All right, I'll be like, oh, I don't know why. What's up with my spelling and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm actually I'm actually surprised. My headset's actually going longer than I thought. I'm actually finally getting some decent time on it right now. I feel like how long have I been on live? Is it 2 hours already? And I'm still going on this headset. I know my headset's going to probably drop out because I can only get a few hours. So I know I'll have to top it back off. And my StreamYard renewal period was actually today anyway, so I got time anyways. So and besides, I don't. I can use something else to use the streaming for a streaming service. So that I already know. Although I know some people are looking for something else besides StreamYard. I'm actually looking. I want to look for something else just so I have something else, right? Contingency, right? Another source, right? So not just rely, fixed into one source, diversifying it a little bit more. I mean, I can use the YouTube app, but there's a couple things I don't like about it. And I can use the Zara app. I've used before, but it doesn't sync with my headset, which is which I don't like. Like everything about this air streaming app that I use is great, except for I can't connect with to my headset, which is the only downside. So I always have to be so close to the mic, or the mic on the phone. I can't just kind of not be tethered to it. Even though I'm not really tethered to it, but you know what I mean, like tethered by like distance. I can't just you know stuff like that. I see. Take care, Iron Fire Horse. It's nice to see you. Have a good afternoon. Yeah, see, so you couldn't even it didn't even spell it right. Didn't even spell it right. I wonder why. Oh, because I missed the Y. Anyone else knows how I just said that? Yeah. Yeah, at least Iron Fire Horse got that. Yes, have a good day, Iron Fire Horse. HAGD. It's kind of funny now. More and more people kind of like pick up on this like acronyms that people use. Right? Some of them are more rare to use, but common ones. Some people just kind of know, especially and you realize that as you're talking, right? You know, well, I don't think don't managed to get her that much water, but I might have enough water to like water like one plant right now from what the rain has for me. I'll show you guys something. Okay, hold on camera. I'll show you guys something. You're pretty good at the acronym thing now. If I don't Google it, if you don't know it, you Google it. Yeah. I mean, there's probably a website. Yeah, I know there's websites that dedicate just to show you that and stuff like that. Yeah, I like acronyms too. That's kind of short. Not just because it's got C in it. because it does. I'll show you guys something. This is just something I have, by the way. Let me see. Get a good angle here. But first, you guys have to write a 1 on the screen first. No, I'm just kidding. I'll show you guys. I'm just trying to get an angle here. Look. Ooh. See? Just to show that that's real and that's not just some image I put on the screen. That is real. These are real. Keeping it going. You don't even have to leave YouTube to Google yet. Yeah, I'm still working on this one. I didn't actually transplant it, and trust me, it is root bound. But it's still growing. It's still doing its thing, so, I'll just let it do its thing. You like palindromes? LOL? Oh, wait, that is palindrome. Spelled the same way front and back. Like, wow. I'm not talking about World of Warcraft. I'm talking about, like, what WoW originally meant. There's other words, right? Yeah. As like when you're young, really young, one of the first words you learn is a palindrome, right? Spelled same way, frontwards and back. Mom, dad, that kind of thing. Pop, whatever. Things like that. Race car, yeah, dad, mom, deed. Bob, yeah, all those other stuff that you could say. Hold on a second, I can wipe my screen. I'm just making sure I'm wiping my screen without hitting the end key. But that's not what I want to do. After all those times that it gets disconnect, I don't want disconnect randomly by accidentally doing it. A man, a plan, a canal. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. At first I was like, what kind of palindrome is that? I thought it spelled the same frontwards and back. All right. Put my phone back in, charge it up. Make me a coffee while I'm at it. And battery bank. So yeah, like I said earlier, I have at least two battery banks, bigger capacity that I keep. And one of them, if not both of them, are fully charged, depending. But one of them is always fully charged. Some of the smaller ones, smaller capacity ones I have, I tend to reserve them for like light source or something like that. Because obviously I can only get so much power on a phone from one of those batteries compared to like, you know, 10,000, 20,000, you know, or larger of a capacity that could charge a phone at least more than one, you know, or a tablet more than 50% or something like that. So, okay. Removing spacing and punctuation. Okay, it is still pound. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I see what you mean now. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. I see what you mean now. It's those punctuations that kind of threw me off on that one. Oh, apparently I need to charge something. Yeah, good thing I decided to double check. Yeah, apparently there's something else going at it too. I guess I'll be on this kind of problem. Well, I guess it is that time that my headset died. I know it just did. You guys probably could tell the difference in the volume or the sound now. As I double check here. Yep, headset died. You guys can still hear me, I hope. I put down, charge my device here. Make sure it's charged.
So now I'll probably go. Let's see here. I don't know, maybe about an hour, half an hour, maybe till the top of the hour, whichever comes first, whichever I decide to. But yeah, I'll probably go for an hour, half an hour, top of the hour, give or take, give or take. I gotta remember to reserve some streamer time for later. I don't want to just like blow through all of the 20 hours so fast. Even though I could use something else if I really need to, anyways. Because I think I'll be able to find some time to do some streaming in the next little bit. So you might see some more, you know, ooh, look at that notification kind of thing. Yeah, thanks, Doug. Yeah, appreciate that. And that's one of the reasons why I randomly comment at times, or my commenting randomly, because I know that you know the engagement, YT likes that and all that stuff. And besides, you're still going if you can still see the comment section the comments coming through on the side chat, right? You're still connected. It's still good, right? And and stuff like if the audio or if it was buffering or whatever, right? And stuff like that, because sometimes you can't always tell, or you're not looking at the device, or you're just talking into the device because like a podcast or whatever, right? Like an audio podcast, like I'm doing right here, even though a couple random video segments inserted in. So, and I should have charged my phone more before my battery died. Oh, whatever, I guess. Well, you know what? You know what's going to come in handy right now? A battery bank. A battery bank's not coming in handy real nicely right here. Yeah, I'll use it, but not. Give me use up some of the power, and besides, this is what I'm doing right now. So using it for something. There we go. Phone's charging, nice. Although I gotta hold it in my hand. I gotta set up something so I can actually like connect the battery bank to the device. It'd still be hands free without the headset, and still be able to see the display or the chat. Yeah, that's probably something I have to work on, amongst some other things, and maybe make some coffee at the time, right after the stream, because my coffee's cold and I could use a pick me up. Mm. Yeah, I could definitely use a pick me up. You every day carry a power bank. One of the 5 things always on back. The battery bank I showed you guys earlier, technically, because it's got a belt loop, technically I could do that. So, if I really wanted to. I haven't done that yet, but, potential, right? Because, like I said, this is the first time I ever see, like, a battery bank with a belt loop. So, like, everyone's seen, like, the built-in USB cable. Oh, it's got built-in uh, multiple USB ports, integrated LED light, integrated, just place your device on it to charge it, or integrated solar panel array and stuff like that. But I was like, huh, that says belt clip. That's different. I think that's why I got it. Just so I could, because it's different. Because you can clip it, all right? You don't per se need a pocket. I mean, obviously, the capacity is smaller in comparison to what I'm using right now, but still. I mean, I didn't pay much for it. And like I said, I already made the money back on it a couple hours after I got it. So I was like, yeah, money well spent, you know? Something I can use every single day to day, when I go camping, when I go away, right? I can use it right now to charge my phone if I really want to, but I'm using a different battery bank. So yeah, something like that. It's nice to have. Yeah. One of the things I also did was just so I would know is because sometimes I the indicators, the word the words that they have on the battery banks, to say where it's from, your amperage for USB out, right? 2.1, 2, whatever, right? And so forth, right? And the capacity, right? Sometimes that those words feed on the battery bank, right? So I've actually like put like a little sticker that's handwritten sticker of it, just so for reference, right? Just so I always know and be like, oh yeah, Especially if I start getting some that look exactly the same, different capacity, right? That way I don't confuse them, right? Because in time I might wear down the words on the writing on the battery bank. That's how you know you use it a lot, right? It's like, yeah, I use it a lot, right? Because I know some of these battery banks I've had them for a while that the words are wearing down, so I just did that just so I would know. Okay, yeah, yeah, you can get one refill. Yeah, you know what? I mean, depending on the weight or whatever and size, right? That might buy you some time, right? Depending how much you use it and stuff like that. Because it comes back to what I was saying earlier. Some of these videos I've been watching about their accounts of what after hurricane storms, blah blah, winds and all that stuff went through. Sorry, I thought I heard something for a sec here. No, whatever there, Tuck. Whatever there. That must be the best comment I have had all day on the side chat. Oh, you funny man, you funny dude. But yeah, I was just seeing it. I was just like about the battery banks. I was just like, yeah, it just makes sense. All right, it'll buy you some time depending how much you use it, right, and stuff like that. And of course, you might be using it for other things, right? But if you have a dedicated flashlight, dedicated headlamp, dedicated compass, dedicated another device that you can use, even on the downtime of something like that, right? Or for morale purposes or educational purposes, you're listening to a pre-recorded thing, offline music, whatever, right? For morale or whatever, right? Or to lift your spirits or whatever, right? You know, you might have a separate device, right? So for all that kind of stuff, and actually, I do have separate devices to do those functions, right? Light, compass, music, blah blah blah. Right? I can actually, right? Because I know our people may have like an older one, maybe even not that old. It still works. The battery's still good. It's not support. It's not the latest, so it's not supported, or it's not supported at all anymore. The version of it, the model, blah blah blah. Right. So what do you do with that stuff, right? Right. Yeah, there's enough e-waste out there as it is, right? And stuff like that. There's not, oh, I need the next greatest phone, next update on the phone. I need the newest version of the phone, right? Well, what happens to that old one, right? I mean, I've already shown on the channel we're using some old tech, right? I've explained it too and stuff like that. I have a couple videos I've shown, a couple of my chat, some of my comments to people's videos. You might see something I write down, right? They might pin it or whatever. You might see that. So yeah, exactly. Oh, thanks. I mean, it's useful, right? I mean, like it gives you. I mean, obviously, you still need a way to conduct the power to your phone, whatever, right? Directly or through a cable, USB cable, right? But obviously, you need one or the other, right? A battery bank and a phone are useful, but not so useful when you can't connect the power or charge it up, right? That's why, you know, if you put, I'm always a big fan, if you're going to have a USB key, a power battery bank or a power bank in with your setup everyday hair bag or whatever, make sure the cable's solid, working, right? Every so often double check just to make sure, right? I don't think I think the worst thing would be like assuming it all the time. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying check every single day, but like at least check frequently enough, right? Or before the season starts, whatever, right? Or maybe even have a spare in there, right? Because I think the last thing anyone would want is, oh yeah, I'm gonna grab my bag, blah blah blah, for whatever the reason is, like get a home bag, whatever, right? And realize, why is it not charging? And then you realize, I think my cable's not working, and you're like, ugh, all right, because that would just be a, well, quote unquote buzzkill, as they say, right? And you'd be like, oh, I should have checked on it, right? And of course, planning for it, uh, you have the primary, you might have an alternative version or a contingency, if possible, right? Because I know even people that have like ones that oh hey, you can place it on and conduct it through with all wires, blah blah blah, right? Well, sometimes people have their phone cases, all that stuff, and yeah, so it's always nice to still have the cable just for that reason alone. Yeah, exactly, all right. Because I start to realize, yeah, the cables aren't that expensive in comparison to the phone or battery bank, but they are important too. All right. I mean, you can look at a gaming console. Yeah, the controller is important, the game's important, the console's important. But you know what's really important? The power that goes into it, and stuff like that, right? Because if that's not working, it don't matter how many games you have. It don't matter how much you have on your phone if you can't turn it on, power it up, all this stuff, right? So that's important too, right? That's why lately I've been like, trying to get quality cables or whatever, right? And stuff like that are good, right? But I also realized that, you know, try to take care of the cables you have, right? Because I think no one wants that kind of, the cable decided to fail or stop working, and now I really need it because it's really important. And my phone's down to like 20%, and it's nighttime, and all this stuff, and I'm camping or whatever, right? That's probably not the time, right? For example, because then you would have to be like, depending on the situation, if you could even if you had money to buy a cable, can you even find the cable? Right? you know, oh, can I buy this cable off you? Right? I don't know if someone's gonna let you just buy their only cable off of them. Right? They'll probably like, oh yeah, I'll let you borrow it. I'll, I'll, or whatever, right? But it's still not yours, right? So yeah, that's why I'm always like wanting to make sure I have a dedicated cable, right? I have cables I would use at home, once I use on the road, kind of deal, right? The ones I use, the ones I use at home or whatever don't have to be as good because I'll have multiple sets of that, right? But the ones on the road, I need to make sure they're working, just so because I'll probably need the power if I'm on the road. You know what I mean? Yeah. See, you know the primary alternative contingency emergency acronym. Ah, I see. See how I'm pacing myself while I'm talking about this, and I should have looked at my indicator and not assume that it was charging because I just went down to 22%. I just mention about the 20%. Yeah, see what I mean about it? Yeah, and vehicle card cables stay in the vehicle, right? Because once you start mix matching it or turn circulating it around, then you don't realize which one's been used for what and for what reason. Because in a vehicle, it's always shifting, right, and stuff like that. At home, it's not moving, right. Your cables aren't moving, right. Because sometimes if you're connecting a cable in a vehicle, right, you get this kind of, what's the word? It jiggles out, for lack of a better term, like, you know what I mean. So and stuff like that, right. So because I've noticed that, because it starts moving in the vehicle, obviously, right. So it might start to do something. So yeah, I've seen it. What's up, Blake? Speak of battery, is your battery charged, Blake? I like how I'm talking about battery. This guy shows up out of nowhere. What's up, man? Virtual fist bump to you, man. How's it going down there? Hopefully everything's going well, by the way. You know. Are things improving down there, relatively speaking? You know? So, just curious, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly, Doug, yeah. Oh, that's good to hear, man. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Yeah. Like I said, I've been hearing stories out there from like people that have posted, right? I mean, I'm talking about people that are like actually went through something, right? Because I think they got the experience, or at least current experience, or about it, right? And they just went through something, well, traumatic or whatever, right? Serious and stuff like that, and still fresh in their mind, right? And realizing, because I said something to someone else in their video, because they were talking about um with see, I can't go back to the YouTube side to check, but the comment where it was, but they were saying about, and I think other people are mentioning it in it too, right? There's a time and place to shelter in place to bug in, right? But there is reasons, situations, maybe not often, that you may have to leave shelter out is not a term. Bug out or evac out, right? Sometimes, unfortunately, right? I mean, I've always been like, leave the options on the table, right? Don't close the option. Don't close all the options down, right? Obviously it varies depending where you are, right? But you know, unfortunately, some of these people were still in a remote area and still required it, right? And not assuming just because how remote you are, right? Maybe you won't need one, or a version of something like that, of an emergency kit, get home bag, whatever you want to call it. It could be some sort of go bag, right? Because some of these people could have used the extra supplies, the extra morale boosting things, right? A little bit more than the clothes on the rack. Maybe the deeds, copy of the deeds to the homes that they just lost, right? A copy of Wardner ID, wallet, blah blah blah, with them, right? Because I could just imagine right now some of these people, maybe they didn't lose loved ones or whatever, something like that, but they lost their home, but they lost their ID. Right now they have no ID identification, right? Proper identification, right? So claiming something is hard because you don't have proof, right? Right? Can't really drive without a driver's license, right? Kind of deal, that kind of thing, right? And stuff like in your birth certificate, or it takes not just money, but just the hassle of paperwork and all that stuff, right? So, I mean, I always know where my wallet is, like, and stuff like that. Like, don't get me wrong, if I'm just standing outside my place, I don't have my wallet on me, but generally I know where it is, right? Just in case something happened that whatever, where I only had mere minutes, right? I'd be like, okay, grab bag, grab my wallet, right? That kind of thing, right? Hopefully, make it out on their side, and stuff like that. But at least I'll have this, right? That way, it's just like you don't have. it's less things you have to be concerned about, less things you have to worry about, right? You're still gonna be worried, concerned because the nature of the situation, obviously, but at least less stressful, right? You'll look on the bright side. Oh well, at least I still got my ID. I don't have to worry about that part of it, right? Especially when your other things are so high priority, right? Because the stress would start to get to you. Well, hey, Tuck. You know when when the storm is close, I'm dressed, and my EDC is on. I think the keyword is dressed. All right, all right. Because also you want to dress appropriately enough for whatever it is, right? And stuff like that. Why's my phone not charging again? I don't forget about this battery thing. Slight nuances in these battery banks. I gotta remember that at times. I really gotta remember that. Or let my headset charge. Actually, I might be able to get some time. Yeah, I'll go. I don't know. I'll either go till the top of the hour or till the 3 hour mark. Let's see, one and two. I don't think I'll go beyond the 3 hour mark though. You know, I should set it up with their. I feel like I should set up there early. I think I might actually look up some things I can use for streaming. Streamer. Maybe there's something else. And I know what Melon got blot out from them or whatever. And I'm like, I think there is other ones. I'll have to see. Maybe I'll. But I digress about that because you know hearing these stories, right? I'm not just talking about what you quote unquote hear from the mainstream, but from the people, right? Just you know someone that doesn't have that much followers or whatever, right? Or you know they tend to not talk about it, yet they have some sort of kid or whatever, and their account or their experience of the situation, right? And I was just like I said, like I was about to say because I just remembered. I let this other comment, and they were saying the importance or reason to have some sort of gear supplies ready in advance, right? And I was saying, you know, insert another storm name, insert different storm, right, and stuff like that. And it's just like, yeah, because these things are happening and have happened even in the past, right? Not even, not just this year, not just this decade, not just this millennium, last decade, right? Centuries ago too, it still has happened, right? The only difference is that it's more, we know more about it because we can see it through video, hear about it, right? We hear it on the news, we hear reports about it, right? Through the grapevine. I was about to say grapevine, but it's grapevine. Great. Oh, see, whatever. See it. Yeah, you know what I mean. Let me see here. Let me see what he wrote. Tucker wrote. There's people telling others to write their social security number on their arms along with her money, but not telling them to put all, but not telling people to put all the IT in their pockets. Yeah, exactly right. Because if you're trying to claim something, insurance or whatever, you need to identify because they need to know who you are, right? Just to match the person to blah blah, right? Just how it is, right? That's how it is for a lot of things, right? You need to properly identify themselves so they can account for okay, blah 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 got to the right person. You know what I mean? So it helps. And the cost and the money and all that stuff to have, so you have to get that again. Some people have. I have had to do that once, at least once. Very lots of red tape, metaphoric red tape you got to go through because you don't have this, you don't have that, or whatever. Right? It's much harder, much harder. Right? All right. My phone's actually charging. Nice. Right. I think I can. I hope my headset's charged more. Here, let's see. And I gotta remember that just because my headset's synced, it doesn't always necessarily mean that StreamYard is connected to my headset. And it wasn't. See, I had to manually go back to it. Alright, see, you could probably tell the difference. Back on the headset. I should have enough juice till the end of the stream now. Maybe about 15 more minutes. 15, 20, 25 more minutes. Not that much longer. I appreciate everyone's dropping by the way, and the talks. And hearing me out, like I said, I not just to reconnect with you, but to share my stories, and for you guys to share some of your stories. All right, because that's how I get to know you guys better is by listening. All right, start to understand and be like, so at least next time I see you guys, I can ask, hey, by the way, did you pick that up? You know, and all this other stuff. It's like, did you pick up that chair? Did you pick up that new ring attachment? Just so I can remember. Okay. Well, I think the reason is just so they can keep tabs on it, right? Make sure that people aren't double dipping, I don't know, or whatever, right? Maybe something along the lines of that, right? Because obviously, thinking about it, there's only so much of the resource that's coming back in, right? Because if relief is coming in, that means that area does not have the resources available to sustain the area, not just only the light, but the area itself, right? So anything that comes in has to be quote unquote regulated. I know you don't like that word that much, but to a certain degree, just so make sure that probably, oh, let's make sure everyone gets their fair share by, right? We don't want people double dipping, right? We only have limited amount of supply, so we want to make sure everyone's got equal amount, everyone has a chance to get some, right? You know, it'll still be first come, first serve, but or while supplies last, stuff like that. Probably, in my opinion. Yeah, to a certain degree, yeah, yeah. I know what you mean, Tuck. Yeah, I'm assuming my volume's good. No one's complaining, and Tuck's not saying anything. I know you would say something. I know you would say something about it. I know you would say something about it, but yeah, that's only lately. I'm more trying to work on the deployment. I've said year, whatever it is, right? So it's as ready to go as much as possible, right? Because deployment, like, so it's ready to go, also means that it's probably gonna be organized too, because organization or organizing and deployment or being or having it ready goes hand in hand, right? Because if it's unorganized, you're spending time finding it, all right? And if you don't put something together, it also means that items might be scattered, right? And when items are scattered, it's really difficult to bring them all together in a timely fashion, especially when you have zero, next to no lead time, zero time to get it together, right? Where the only time you had was in advance. You don't have time in that present at that in that period of time. So the best course of action is being proactive and being less reactive by doing it in advance, right? You know, I'm not saying just because if you had a backpack, a skier, or whatever, you made it out, but you know, at least it gave you something to work with, right? Something to give you pick up your morale to a certain degree. Obviously, your morale is probably still gonna be down just because of the nature of the situation, but at least you would know. Okay, well, at least I got something on me. I got some water on me, right? Other people are with you. Okay, well, we're not up the creek without a paddle right yet, all right? We could be, but and stuff like that. And maybe buy yourself that.
metaphoric buy yourself time, not physically using cash to buy yourself time, right? You're not buying your way out per se, right? You're preparing your way out of the situation by being proactive. Yeah. So stuff like that. But coming back to what I was saying, I'm working on this deployment so it's ready as much as possible, right? Because I've been thinking about it more and more, right? Because in the same way that, for example, here, if you were packing for something very specific, let's say a vacation or whatever, right? Yeah, you're gonna squeeze everything in, right? Everyone tries to squeeze in everything into a backpack. I mean, that's why they have that critical exercise. Oh, I mean, the Altoids tin kits, right? I mean, a lot of people think they're good for sub kits, maybe a fitting exercise, right? They're limited because of the space, obviously, and the size. But oh, jeez, I got to tickle my throat. Hopefully, I'm not coming down with anything. So probably because I'm talking a lot. Right? It's been a while since I talked so much for a live stream. Remember? But thinking about it, I was just like, yeah, that makes sense because not much time and all that stuff, right? Like if you're packing for a trip, whatever, right? You might pack for reverse packing, right? Like in a U and like let's say a U-Haul you're moving, you might reverse pack it, right? So the first thing, last thing in is the first thing out, right? That kind of thing, right? In that same way, right? I mean, if maybe you're finding something drill, whatever, like preparing for it in a vehicle or whatever, in that same way, right? Realizing, okay, get the stuff in, but you still have to get the stuff out if you're taking it with you, right? And there's certain things like doesn't matter if you're packing in a vehicle, car, van, whatever, bus, airplane, U-Haul, whatever, right? There's certain things have to be in a certain spot just because they're physically too big or need to be in those spots for, due to weight, right? You the weight over the wheels more and stuff like that, whatever, stuff like that. Or if you're moving or whatever, certain things like the mattress might be have to be on the side, not flat on the ground, right? So those you have to factor those things in into the packing, right? Because even a backpack is in the same way. You only have so much space. It doesn't matter if you have a 5 liter bag, a really small tin, all the way to a 75 liter backpack full, or even if you have additional pouches because you got Molly on the side, right? That's with an E, I-E. Yeah, that's with an E, not with a Y. You still are limited. And now a vehicle gives you more room, but you got to realize that it's still a physical limitation of space. All right. So packing to a certain degree is important. You know, obviously the gear itself is important, and drills or practicing it is important. But packing efficiently. All right. Because if you have to leave at a moment's notice, I feel like if you really have to leave at a moment's notice, the packing is the efficiency of the packing. All right. Because if you practiced it before, it might be useful too, right? Because winging it may be a little bit more tricky, right? For anyone that's actually packed stuff, help people move, you realize how that look how much time it takes to actually help people move gear, right? Look how much time it takes. In that same way that you can see it in your own world or doing things, it takes time for relief to come, right? Hence, having the buffer zone of supplies with you in advance. So, if you really need to get rescued, at least give yourself time so they can show up. They're not, it takes time to get the resources to people together, right? Yeah, there's ways to expedite the process, right? There is still limitations. Right? There's still, yeah, we can only get there in 1 hour at the soonest. Right? Well, then you're gonna have to have enough to buy yourself at least an hour, at least. Now, also in the preparedness community, they say 72, 3 days. More people are saying like 2 weeks now, just because the nature of certain situations, you you might need a little bit more than just a few days worth of supplies, or maybe water, or whatever, right? Especially water, because you don't get much done after not having water for a while. What's Stokes saying? Oh, okay. Yeah, exactly, right? Because the deployment of it, right? Because like if you think about like stealth camping, Greenman, well, yeah, I should say stealth camping, right? You're gonna do this fast, right? Do it fast, right? Set it up fast, deploy it fast, take down camp, whatever, do it fast, right? I mean, let's just say you're on the road, getting back home, walking back home, you're getting home late, whatever, or whatever, right? Trying to get back home to, well, quote unquote, your castle, your home, your residence, whatever. Get to a place, a safer zone, find someone, right? You still have to go there, and you may need to take a break just because it's getting dark. You can't really navigate. It's getting cold. You waiting up, right? I'm trying to pace yourself. Well, you want to be able to be quick and efficient, and I think we can learn from the bushcrafting community, the outdoor wilderness type of community. You know, the names out there. Dave Canterbury. All these are kind of wilderness survival things, right? I think one of the things that could be useful is like knots, quick deployment, right? Quick release knots, right? So if you have to set up something like a tent, tarp, or whatever, it's quick deploy. You can deploy it fast because you've set up the line, the anchor points, the tile points in advance, right? You've set that up in advance for your system, for example, right? You know it's there. Like the sleep system, sleep on, in, and under, and all that stuff. But the cordage that might go along with that, where regardless if it's paracord or whatever, cut the line, right? Miscellaneous, whatever, shoes. Even if it's on a shoestring budget, yes, I'd say it like that. Because, instead of taking all this time, or maybe, especially if it's an emergency or really, really serious, you probably don't want to give up the resource because you have to cut it, or you don't want to have to cut your losses. I literally mean that with cordage, right? Because I've seen that before going camping in public areas where our campers leave behind stuff, right? And that's how it is, right? And I take a look and I'm like, man, they just left like a whole bunch of cordage, right? Because in an emergency, you may you may have a lot of cordage, but you may have like 30 feet. And depending on the nature of the situation, you may need all of that 30 feet. You can't afford to sacrifice or lose even a foot of it just because you may actually really need it, which means you need to reclaim it after use, right? For example, right? And that makes any sense. Yeah, okay, Howard. Yeah, exactly. Right. It's really easy to become a target out there. Yeah, exactly. Fast, right? I mean, that's what sets it apart. What sets it apart from like other things at times, where you're doing the deployment to deploy fast, right? So those quick deploy ridge ones that you might see in the bushcrafting community that people do and show and demonstrate and all that stuff, and these hitches, um, quick release things, you know, that might give you an advantage. Honestly, it takes a little bit more time maybe a little bit time to set it up, but the deployment is faster in terms of, hey, I can just quickly release this. We can be on our way very quickly, fairly quickly, right? I mean, I've shown the thermon friction hitch, which is basically a friction type of hitch that's quick release, right? You could use that in conjunction with like the trucker's hitch, right? It gives you that mechanical leverage pulley system type of advantage, right? To the wine or whatever. depending how many lines you have, right? Ratio of advantage, right? And stuff like that. Because I remember I was over the summer. I don't know. I briefly mentioned it in the video about helping someone, but I was showing someone who's a little younger. Maybe they're probably like 20, 21, turned little. But I was showing them some chords, some hitches, some lines, some knots, right? I was like, why not? Because they were camping with us for a little bit, for a day or two. They had to go back sooner before we went back, but I was showing them what the practical use of this, right? I was showing them like, look how fast, I was setting it up, right, slowly, right, but I was showing them, oh, hey, Sierra, can you move this? Poof. Oh yeah, quick deploy, right? I could do this fast. It's not in a hard knot, then I have to break, cut, or whatever, right? Because like I said, I've seen there people camping, and I'm not saying if you don't know the knots, blah 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 blah. But what I'm saying is, if you know the knots, it can be very useful. Hell, frankly, I'll be honest. Knowing the knots and the hitches might even save you money because you're not cutting line all the time, right? Oh, hey, I just bought this 50-foot spool of paracord to use for this camping trip, but I left behind like 20 feet of it because the way that I had to tie it. You know what I mean? Instead of me perhaps trying to take the time to learn, understand the hitches and iron knots that may be quick deploy or whatever, so you don't actually have to, use these overhand knots or, quote unquote granny knots as they say, right? I mean, and some of them were not that difficult to use or to learn, right? There's plenty of sites out there, all right? Videos out there. There's where you could see it in an animated version of it. I mean, that's where I learned some of it. Right? I've just been trying to apply them more often because I feel like they are so useful, you know, for example. Not just for camping, but it could be useful in terms of like, you know, quote unquote your 72-hour kit, whatever your kind of evac kit, whatever you want, go bag kind of thing, or if you were using like setting up a tarp, for example, right? Because one of the things in this other video I mentioned about this homesteader, like she gardens and all that stuff, right? She's got like a couple hundred followers on her channel, right? And I was looking, people have to buy more space blankets, right? Nothing wrong per se with using them, but what I said was, because I learned it too, is that it's kind of more tricky if you have to use the modular space blanket, not in the tarp kind of configuration, and it's not one of those that are like a bit bivy, generic kind of 4.5 by 7 feet, blah 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 dimension modular space blanket, cheap, more expensive durable, whatever, thicker, whatever, right? Usually they don't have grommets unless you get the ones that are more tarp like. But even those that don't have, you still may need to, if you're holding it over your shoulders, right, in that fashion, the cordage helps because you don't actually have to hold the modular space blanket. Because I've tried it before holding it, right? When people, yes, modular space blankets work for blocking wind. They're, they'll resist water, because of the membrane, right? And they'll reflect light and heat and block the wind. But you're going to remember that mylar is aluminum. Basically, mylar is basically aluminum with a thin coating of plastic. It's bonded together, right? But because it's got aluminum in it, technically aluminum is conductive for heat in terms of direct conduction, right? This is why some of the channels out there that say, and I've learned it from someone else, right? That because I've experienced it myself, that the best way to use a modular space blanket is so it's as close as to your skin as possible, but not directly touching it, so you avoid that conduction loss. And it comes back to holding it, all right? If you're holding it, your hand's exposed too, right? If you have some cordage, even a little piece, I can drape it around me, kind of make something around my waist, maybe have something, my hands are down my sleeves more or whatever, right, to keep warm with, but I don't have to expose my hand because I have to hold the Mile Space Wagon, if that makes any sense, all right? If that makes any sense. Anyways, let's see. Well, hey, you know what? That counts too. That counts too. But the knowledge of the hitches can be useful for reasons. I've actually started to apply to our friends too now, right? Outside, quote unquote, camping, survival kind of situations. Just because needed a way to connect something together. It could be as simple as, hey, my trunk or hood isn't attached down, or the mechanism's not working, whatever. Hey, some cordage might help. Oh, look at this! I can make it use a top line hitch, or let's say an arbor or a slip knot on one end, twisting around, turning around, connected together with a taut line hitch, so I can have it nice and taut or tight in that case, right? So there's no slack or whatever, and I can easily get it off after, right? For example, it'll be able to handle the trip or whatever, right? Until I can get back, or get to the shop, whatever, right? Get someone to look at. Well, you live in a warmer zone, but hey, I have used a Mile Space Blanket in the summer. It does reflect sunlight away too, all right? It is possible. But in the same way, you keep it away, further away from you, further away from the walls of the tent, whatever you're using, all right? So you have the air gap, right? Because like I said, malware can conduct heat if it's directly touched, all right? And if it's directly in contact with the exterior of code, right? It'll transfer it faster than the heat than the wind blocking radiative reflectiveness properties, right? It'll overwhelm it just because the conduction is, I mean, so much faster of a loss that any benefits of the radiation reflective part is kind of uh, offset. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. So something I picked up while I was trying it out is like, oh, by the way, that video that this video I'm talking about, I did that belt back in 2016. I didn't even realize it was 8 years old. I actually posted it all over on my community board because I was looking that up. I was just like, I was making sure. I'm like, yeah, yeah, that was the video that I did the test with just holding it in my hands. I mean, I had gloves on or whatever, but still, it's because my hands are exposed to the outside, all right, instead of being maybe inside my mid or whatever. Because I'm physically holding. It's like, because it reminds me at times when I'm picking up something, right? If I pick up a can or I'm holding a can in the middle of the winter, unless it's warm, that can is going to pull heat away from me from my palm much faster than just having my palm exposed to the air, because the metal in the can, steel, aluminum, will conduct heat faster than away than the air temperature will. I mean, obviously, it's even accelerated if my hand was wet, my glove was wet, blah, 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 and all that stuff. Well, everyone, I guess it's going to be my 2 minute warning here. It's almost at the top. Well, it's past the top of the hour, and I'm at the 3 hour mark. And I got to make sure I got StreamYard time for later, if anything. I don't know. Perhaps next stream I do, I might do it through somewhere else, so I can save my StreamYard time for later, so I can have panel chat later or whatever. So, just think of this stuff, right? Yeah, 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 talk. Because, like I said, this. I mean, I heard it from someone else, but I decided to try this out, right? I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, because it was windy out, right? My hand was cold, right? Just below, just past my hand, because I'm not directly touching warm, right? But it's because my hand's directly touching the mine, my skin's directly touching it through my hand. so it's gonna pull the heat faster than the, like I said, than the heat. I shouldn't say heat retention, but the radiative reflective qualities, right? It offsets it, or kind of neglects it, right? You know what I mean? So it's just something I picked up. And was just like, it's just something I picked up. I mean, I still have that Mylar space blanket. I've used it for quite a bit though. I'm actually, for let's say $6 of a more expensive design, the R Mylar space blanket, a little bit more durable, thicker, right? Less noisy, right? I've actually worn down the shiny side a little bit. There's still a couple of spots that are clear. That's how I know some of them are have plastic. It's Mylar aluminized, coated onto a plastic surface. The price that you're paying is for that, to do that process of it, all right? Let's do it there. And obviously, the thicker the material, the plastic part of it, the less noisy it is in comparison to, let's say, a less expensive Mylar space blanket that's thin, all right? Easier to rip in comparison to that something that's thicker, or a tarp-like version that will be less noisy and a little bit more durable for what it is, depending on what you're using it for, right? You know, it'll still wear down in time, but it's gonna be able to handle a little bit more than one camp out trip, stuff like that. It's possible. It is possible to. Hell, I've seen people. I because I know it's possible. Technically, there is a way to make a version similar, a DIY version of a Mylar space budget. I didn't even know that, and I've already tried out in small scale. I haven't shown it on the channel, but I've seen the videos, and I've tried it in small scale, like small scale, like like torso scale, right? But yeah, it is possible. Well, but you have to set that up and make it in advance, right? And it's probably not going to be as compact compared to my Mylar space blanket, because especially if that's packed like commercially machine packed, right? You're never gonna put it back in the original container or bag. We all know that, and that's why I don't even bother putting it in the original container. Once I've have it out, once I've used it the first time, right? I always put it back in a larger baggie, resealable baggie, because I've had this one instance that I was trying to put it back in. It was rubbing against the edge. It actually caused what I'm gonna call a friction burn. Then I was pushing it so hard, trying to squeeze back in, that friction creates heat, and it kind of, yeah, you might see that on plastic already, you know. If that makes any sense, yeah. Anyways, everyone, let me bring this up here. Around among some other things here. Where is it? Okay, I'm ready to post now. Anyways, in my last little bit here, go out there, go do something awesome out there, learn something new, go apply these things that we're learning. Right? Trying to apply that knowledge, because I think when you apply the knowledge, you realize how useful it is, or apply the skill, you realize how useful it is, right? And then you realize, and then it opens up something like problem solving, where you're like, hey, maybe I can solve this problem, right? With because you have prior experience of something, or that situation, or something similar to it, and you have the gear with you to facilitate it, to actually do it, and you have the knowledge and skill to actually, well, metaphorically and literally, and tie it together, right? And go from there, right? Because that's one of the things that's motivating me more and more to keep going, because it's just like, especially with certain things, right? Not, not, the knots are just an example of it, right? You know, learn what you can, all right? There's lots of knots out there. Some are better, but some blah blah. Some are better, some are worse, blah blah. Some are easy, some are difficult, blah. You know, but try to use them whenever possible. I actually, there is, you wouldn't. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna give the sneak peek, or give it away or spoil it, but there is some shorts and some videos that are coming out that don't relate to that, by the way. So you can just come and see that. Isn't that time? Yep. Hold on a sec. I think it's that time that I have to pick up something in a package. Hi. It's that package time. Thanks. Right there. Yeah. I'm not even exaggerating. Someone just dropped off there. Spatial awareness. I saw it. Anyways, hey boys. So go out there and do something awesome out there. Trying to help someone if you can. And maybe I should actually take a look at the chat before I leave. Forget the original I am using is yeah. Today I'm looking for a wholesale meeting. Okay. Oh, I can't find her from a solar panel. Yeah, exactly right. If you had remember, that's another thing too. I don't know. Sometimes you're really motivating me to keep going, even though I can't. I shouldn't. You know, I've said this once in the live stream. I'll say it again. Well, in the side chat. You know, if you can't buy something, you don't have to either find it or make it. All right. And unfortunately, it's good. You can't always buy something, or you don't have the funds, or you have to wait, or whatever. Right. Anyway, coming back to what I was saying here. Go out there and do something awesome because things are changing out there. And go help someone if you can, all right? Show them the way, you know? Take the high road, right? Lead by example whenever possible, right? Show that, there's more than just the gear, all right? More than just the gear, all right? And you can be more than just the gear. The gear, it's just the vessel, the conduit of what you can do, all right? But it's that knowledge, that skill, that experience you have, however little or small or however big, that really, well, pushes down that conduit or vessel or container or whatever. Anyways, everyone, take care. I'll catch you all next time. And thanks for dropping by. And stay tuned for those videos and those live stream announcements and those notifications and all that stuff. All right, everyone. Take care. I'll see you next time. Cheerio.